Hello everyone, Storm 101 here. Today I'm going to give you guys a very quick update on this upcoming system. Unfortunately, I did not have enough time to update my snowfall forecast, but I'll show you guys what I think is going to be the most accurate model out of this, system on the winter side of things. And there's been a lot of uncertainties, and there's still a lot of uncertainties right now with the system, which we'll be talking about that. We'll also be talking about some severe weather. Those are going to be the two main things we'll be talking about. Everything else has pretty much stayed the same, like back on the live stream yesterday. So let's first start off with the HER model. And as you can see here, if you guys remember, before we had a pretty good swath of snow across central Kentucky as far west as Interstate 65. We're not really seeing that anymore. That's one of the major changes. But it's not over yet for central Kentucky. Even from western Ohio, it's not really over yet. Look at this. And this is going to be a very favorable environment for some snow squalls. You can see snow squalls here and here and here and there, really. And typically, snow squalls can put down quite a bit of snow in a short period of time. You can easily get at least an inch of snow out of snow squalls, which I'll show you guys the snowfall totals in just a moment. But more than likely, some of the better chances of seeing quite a bit of snow is looking to be in eastern Kentucky, the mountains of North Carolina and Tennessee, western Virginia, pretty much all of West Virginia, western Pennsylvania, and also far western New York State as well. See here we got a band of heavy snow. Meanwhile, look at all these snow squalls going on across Kentucky and Tennessee. I mean, that's a lot of snow squalls. And look at this. It's even showing snow squalls across the Carolinas and Georgia. That's actually pretty surprising. Do I think could this happen? It's a possibility, but if this does happen, snowfall accumulations won't be likely. But it'll probably be nice to at least see some snow in the air. And you can see your snow just continue across Kentucky, Tennessee. And meanwhile, across the Great Lakes, very heavy snow going on across those regions there as well. If we take a look to those snowfall amounts very quickly, you can see here within those snow squalls, you can see here, you got very high amounts of snow. If this they could pop up really quick. But anyways, you can see a pretty good swath of 5 to 8 inches of snow across eastern Ohio, most of West Virginia, eastern Kentucky, the mountains of North Carolina and Tennessee, even around the Great Lakes. There could be a lot of snow coming for you guys there as well. But going back to the snow squalls, those dark blues, that's 4 to 6 inches of snow. So snow squalls can put down snow very quickly as well. And that'd be something we really got to pay attention to. If you're going to be one of those snow squalls, if you're going to be driving, use caution because the visibility is going to go down very quickly, at least a quarter of a mile. It's almost going to be like blizzard conditions. I mean, the snow is going to be fairly heavy times within those snow squalls. And I think that's a pretty likely scenario that we'll be seeing some snow squalls across some of these regions here as well. Another model is the rapid refresh. This is a very fresh run. You can see here, pretty good swath, pretty much all over the same areas. A little bit further to the west, it's creeping a little bit more into central Kentucky. That'd be something we really got to pay attention to. And then let's take a look to the most consistent models as of right now. You can see here, it's a little bit further to the west with some of these higher amounts. Am I going to be buying this? I'm not sure. Other models have been going back and forth. Meanwhile, these models have been very consistent. You can see a pretty similar, solutions here, except more snow across eastern Ohio, 16 inches. I don't think eastern Ohio will see that much snow, but around the Great Lakes, that'd be a definite yes. If we look to the high-risk Canadian, which I think it's going to be one of the most accurate, well, generally, it's one of the most accurate models for winter forecasting and does a really good job. And as you can see here, it's also very similar to the Canadian as well. pretty decent snowfall bouts across eastern Ohio, western Pennsylvania, West Virginia, eastern Kentucky, even to portions of central Kentucky, central and eastern Tennessee, and even across the mountains of Tennessee and North Carolina. And where we have those snow squalls, you can definitely tell across Georgia. You see a couple inches, but I highly doubt there's going to be snowfall accumulations because of snowfall. Uh, well, the ground temperatures is going to be too warm across all those regions. So, what I think it's going to be the most accurate model? It's probably going to be the HER. It does a really good job of those snow squalls. That does indicates it shows the light snow. It's also kind of in between the models. There's some models that are pretty far to the east, more to eastern Kentucky, and there's some models goes further to the west. I think I'm going to follow the HER model at this point, and I think my snowfall forecast will look similar to this as well. We're very quickly talk about the severe weather. We got a slight risk going on across portions of the Gulf Coast states. We actually did have a couple tornadoes earlier today, and we actually may have one going on across just northeast of Jackson, Mississippi. We'll very quickly take a look into this. This has recently been observed by the National Weather Service. You can see some rotation right there. Yeah, you can see rotation starting now, which is some good news. Nevertheless, here, there's another very strong rotation right there as well. But nevertheless, we do have some severe weather going on across Mississippi. If you're in these regions right here, pay attention to some of these storms here. The downside about this is going to be happening, in the overnight hours. These will be the regions to watch for some severe weather. Eventually, it'll get to the Florida Panhandle, portions of Georgia and southeastern Alabama about tomorrow morning. But the greatest risk of severe weather will probably a little bit more closer to the coast, where there's better dew points and a little bit better instability. But let's move into tomorrow. This is going to be the most concerning day. We got an enhanced risk. We haven't seen an enhanced risk in a while. Um, Enhanced risk for far southeastern Virginia, eastern North Carolina, and a far northeastern tip of South Carolina, which does include Myrtle Beach. There's what primary threats. We could see a few tornadoes out there. Now, they do not have this hatched, but if I were them, I will probably have this hatched because there is a possibility I cannot rule out a strong tornado. Unfortunately, there is a chance for a strong tornado. We'll have a line of supercell cells develop out ahead of this cold front that those storms have a better chance of producing a tornado. But along that Arctic front, those storms will have a better chance of having damaging winds, but they'll still also have a tornado threat as well. Damaging winds will also be a primary threat. Hail, there could be a little bit of hail out there as well, but large hail, no. Let's look into the HER model here for the setup. So this is simulated reflectivity, and this is going to be a very high wind shear environment. So it's not going to take much stability, which is where you could say CAPE, for severe weather to happen. And this is the area, the storms to watch. These storms right here. These are the storms that have the chance of producing tornadoes. And here comes your main squall line right here. You see it with little Boeing segments here and there. Those have a better chance of producing damaging winds, but there can also be a QLCS tornadoes, which if you guys don't know what those are, usually they could be quick spin up tornadoes along a squall line. That's what they really are. There, and you can see here, damaging wind threat may actually continue into some of the big cities across the mid-Atlantic as well. Tornado threat will decrease as you go further north because of its instability, but damaging winds can still be around there as well. Even without thunderstorms across portions of the mid-Atlantic northeast, you guys can still see some strong winds. We'll probably talk about wind gusts probably as high as 60 miles an hour in a few areas. So this is pretty bad news for some of these regions here, because it's right around Christmas time, and I'm sure everyone wants to enjoy on Christmas Day, but some areas may not have power during Christmas. So hopefully this doesn't really happen, or just hopefully no one loses power or anything. But I'm sure people are going to lose power there. So hopefully most of you guys won't lose any power out there. One more thing before we end the video, we'll take a look to the super composite. This is a combination of instability and also wind shear. And this is also with 500 to 850 millibar crossover winds, which you could say that's wind shear as well. That's wind direction and height. You can see here, we do have some decent numbers out there. You can see those orange colors there, that's 4 to a 7. And then when you get to those reds, yeah, that's a 7 to 10 there across this region. And that's an area that may have the greatest probability for seeing supercells, or this is generally a favorable environment for supercells. Higher the numbers, the more favorable the environment for supercells is. It's basically what it is there. Then your significatory parameters, uh, this is, and these here don't really do a good job here, just to keep in mind. But I still guarantee you, even though this may not be correct, there's still going to be a tornado threat out there. And as we kind of continue on here, generally in these darker greens, when you get to those yellow oranges, you got a tornado threat. But if you're in these light greens, there's not really a tornado threat at all. So just to keep in mind that. And wow. Yeah, very high numbers. That's an 8 to a 9. That's pretty high end of the chart. But keep in mind this means this is the higher the numbers, the more favorable environment for tornadoes it is. So that's just basically what it means. But the main point of this here is stay weather aware. There could be a few tornadoes out there. Some of those could be strong. Damaging winds. Even without thunderstorms, there will still be some strong winds out there. So stay weather aware tomorrow. Pay attention to warnings. And also keep in mind these storms will be moving very fast. So if you get under a tornado warning, get take quick action because these storms will not be wasting any time. So again, if you're in the Carolinas, if you're in Virginia, even as far north as Maryland and Delaware, pay attention to this, especially Eastern North Carolina. That's probably the area of the bullseye as of right now. So just stay weather aware tomorrow across some of those regions. But anyways, guys, this is Arc for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys like this video, hit that like button. If you really do like my channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell notification so you never miss an upload. If you guys have questions about this, you can put in the comment section down below. I'll answer you guys' questions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.